We start with breaking news here on News 2. After a recycling center fire has all broke earlier today, this is live video, or not live anymore, excuse me, but this is video from Sky 4 with WIFF News 4 as we continue to bring you the latest as we're learning more. Again, like I said, this is video from Sky 4, and they are continuing to learn more as this outbroke earlier today. Again, we're actually going to read you what we have so far. This is exclusive video. It's actually a very good video too. But let's take you. We do know right now that as of earlier today, in Greenville County, a fire, of course, started a recycling center in Greenville and has sent smoke billowing over the city of Greenville and some parts of Greenville County. We do know the fire was spotted first on the WYFF News 4 Skycam in downtown Greenville at 9:30 a.m. Of course, the video will be shown here in a minute, and then of course we did learn the fire was burning at Sunoco Recycling Center on White Horse Road, which is near Old Grove Road. Again, that is video from Sky 4. We do have many pictures that we can show you, but the fire caused the road to be shut down in both directions while the fire crews worked to put out the fire. Authorities say the road couldn't be closed until 6 p.m. Or could be closed tonight till 6 p.m. And we do know that several fire departments and other agencies are on or have been on the scene, and of course we are told that the cause of the fire is unknown at the time. The air quality is fine now in the area. We do know earlier there was an air quality alert. We do know that both the City of Greenville Fire Department and Donaldson Airport was deployed. We do know the aircraft fire and rescue trucks were deployed. Like I said, the trucks have the ability to spray water, foam, and dry chemical agents to the flight high intensity fires. That's what they said. Of course, the city public works crew also responded with heavy equipment. During the South Carolina Forestry Commission issued a statewide red flag alert, which, if you don't know what that means, a red flag alert mainly just means the purpose was to strongly discourage people from burning outdoors when the weather conditions are at elevated risk of wildfire. Of course, that is only for rain or for droughts and other things like that. Of course, we're going to continue to keep you up to date with this as we learn more here on News 2. Again, like we said, that is video from Sky 4. But we're going to continue to keep you up to date with that as we learn more. Well, it is a nice day outside. Are there any crashes? Yes. This. Hold on, give me just a second. This is a look right now at our afternoon traffic. How is it looking? I really cannot say other than slow. Of course, there's a look at I-85 northbound. We do know that that is I-85 northbound at mile marker 50.8. Like we said, that's a little bit bigger picture there for you. So definitely slow traffic. Yeah. Not going to get any better, not going to get any worse. Like I said, just slow traffic, so make sure if you're in the upstate right now, you take it slow. Out there, we're actually going to take you to another live look. This is another look at I-85 at mile marker 52.4. That, of course, this is coming towards us, is that, oh gosh, is southbound lane. So that northbound lane going away from the camera, looking very slow. Of course, we don't exactly know why there is slow traffic or if it's a crash or something. Of course, we're going to learn more for you. But when we come back in a few minutes, we're going to continue with the latest on weather and traffic. But before we go on break, like we said, we're going to keep you updated with the upstate's best traffic, the voice of traffic for the upstate. Of course, we do know that, of course, there is also, there's several slowdowns in different areas of I-85. I'm trying, let's see. Like we said, we are continuing to learn the latest on what we're kind of looking at. So this is two looks at our Skycam network. On the left, you're seeing I-85 northbound at mile marker, or at exit 51. And on the right-hand side, you're seeing I-85 southbound at mile marker 57. So, slow everywhere you go. It is slow. People are trying to get home. We do know that your right-hand side of the screen, there is congestion. We don't really know. And on the left-hand side of your screen, we do know that there is congestion. Also, we don't really know if it's a crash. But, of course, like we said, we'll keep you up to date on that as we go. But when we come back, we'll have the latest on our weather plus traffic and more breaking news. From live to independent news, we're the ones to watch in Fountain Inn. we're continuing monitoring those afternoon sky cams as traffic is still slow on every area we look. Like I tell you every time I turn around, it is always slow. But let's take you to Sky 4 with the latest on that breaking news earlier. Again, this is not our video. Of course, it's WIFF News for Sky 4. Just take this video. But continuing coverage, I'm going to learn more about this upstate recycling center fire. Again, like we said, we are continuing to learn more as the afternoon goes on. You can see their fire crews have been on scene, continuing to take out the flames. You know, the flames are pretty deadly. Like I said, continuing to make sure that everyone is safe. And like we said, you could see those flames from downtown Greenville. We're actually going to take you there in just a second. What you could see from those sky cams with WIFF4, like we said, what you could see, what exactly we're actually going to take you there. Okay, well, I don't know if it slowed down for y'all. This is also a look on your screen. I'm actually going to play that for you of what you could see. Again, if you look in that right hand side of your screen, you can see the smoke billowing, and that's of course where you could see from Sky 4, like we said. So it was kind of hit or miss where you could see it across the upstate. Like we said, Sky 4 was able to see it very good. Of course, it is still breaking just into our newsroom, as we're going to continue to keep you up to date with this as the evening goes on, because it's still an ongoing investigation, and it's still something that we need to be continuing to be prepared for. But let's take you to our weather, as we're nice, I will say. We're 62 in Greenville, kind of feeling 60s wherever you go, kind of pretty much that's the gist. Feeling about, let's see, 60 across Spartanburg, and it's kind of hard to tell on your screen kind of what you can see, but looks like Clemson, maybe you're saying, so 62 for our studio and 64 for Anderson. So like I said, just continue to 60s across the upstate, which is not bad. But, of course, it's just going to get colder feeling. Zooming out across the upstate to show you the next several hours up until 10 o'clock, dry as a bone. Well, where is this rain? Well, is it even... it's not even anywhere. Basically, it's mainly down towards the coast. The coastal areas off the coast of Charleston is where it looks like some heavy, bad rain. But, of course, not here at home. So, let's show you in just a minute the latest on our hourly forecast for you, as is it going to get any warmer? What's the feel? Well, over the next several I tell you. We'll see if we can. Okay. Our next several hour forecast. Oh my God. well, we actually have to use their website for our radar, but maybe if we... Okay. Hopefully. Over the next several hours, looking like this. Feeling about the upper 50s, getting down low 50s till about 10 o'clock tonight. Will we feel any warmer? No. Waking up tomorrow or into the overnight hours, feeling about the 50s, like we said, 40s, upper 40s by 4 a.m. Waking up tomorrow morning, getting ready for school, work, feeling about 40s, mid 40s. Feels like 47 by 10 o'clock. Then getting up into the 50s, 60 finally by 4 o'clock. Will we get any warmer? No, we're staying about that same temperatures. 9 o'clock, hitting 60 again. And then the overnight hours tomorrow night continue to be like that. Okay, so the extended 10-day forecast feeling like this. Tomorrow, like I said, feeling about 67 is a high. Feels like probably 50s, upper 50s. And then Thursday, Friday, feeling about the same story, but 80s for Thursday and Friday, which is pretty nice. That we get somewhat of a break of the 60s. Oh, okay. At least I get a break of the 60s for a while, then dropping back to the low 60s by Saturday, Sunday. So the weekend is going to be kind of chilly, leading up to Easter, which we don't have that forecast yet. But of course, we're going to be your Easter forecast planner. And then back up to the 70s by next Monday. Next week, feeling about the 80s until Thursday, which would be nice. We have no impact days in the forecast, which is going to be pretty sad. So, but of course, like we said, just stay with us for all of our news and weather and more. Again, like we said, pretty nice out there.
From live to independent news, we're the ones to watch in Fountain Inn.
Okay, wasn't supposed to cut to that clip. But, like we said, pretty nice, pretty dry, staying like that across the upstate. Continued look at the burning of the recycling center, like we said. Just continued prayers for that. Of course, we don't know if anybody died, and we don't know of any injuries at this time. We'll continue to keep you up to date all afternoon long and the week. So, hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching WFIN News 2, the one to watch in the upstate.